It's disrespectful for Crawford to call you out at 68, say that he can beat you at this weight.
No, you know, everybody wants to fight with me, so it's fine.
That being a biggest fight possible in boxing, is that something you'd actually be interested in?
You know, it's crazy when you asking about that, because you say, your Machado is coming out with the other weight classes and that's it, and he's welterweight, so don't make sense. No, he's a great fighter, but for me in my weight class it's an easy fight. For me, easy money. So if the money is right, I'm in, because you know I don't like to fight guys like Crawford because he move a lot and the fight is no. But if the fight make sense, why not?
A lot of people have him at #1 pound for pound. You think that's fair to you?
You know, it's a few people there who deserve the #1 pound for pound, and it's fine.
Canelo Alvarez, the reigning face of
Canelo Alvarez, the current face of boxing, has responded to Terence Crawford's recent call-out with a strong message that has fans talking everywhere. In a new video, Alvarez clearly said, "Send me the contract," showing he is ready for a possible showdown with Crawford, who has openly expressed his desire to challenge the Mexican superstar. This battle between two champions at the height of their careers has created huge excitement and growing talk about what could become one of the most thrilling fights in boxing history.
In your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as #1.
Has the Canelo fight, realistically left your mind once he said he's not interested, or you're still pursuing it?
Not at all. I think business talk. With the right business come across the table, it happens. I just be talking, man. Canelo a big dude, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I believe in my abilities. He's a heavy dude, but he's not a big guy. Like, he's 5'8", I'm 5'8", you know what I mean? Cause my arm is longer than his, so that fight would be good.
Canelo Alvarez, fighting out of Guadalajara, Mexico, is a 4-division world champion and the reigning undisputed super middleweight champion, famous for his strong punching, smart defense and ability to adjust during fights. Canelo has defeated many of boxing's biggest stars and has secured his reputation as one of the greatest fighters in the sport today.
Canelo is beating these guys with all 5 layers of defense. #1, feet. #2, elbows, hands, shoulders, and the mind. This is exactly how both of those guys got to the highest level of boxing supremacy. Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws. And follow for more.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so fucking young.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I tried to beat him, because if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23.
What do you think was so impressive about him?
His experience, he's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
You think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you think?
I think it's tough fights and difficult fights. That was a difficult.
Terence Crawford from Omaha, Nebraska, is a multi-division world champion who has won titles in the lightweight, welterweight, and super welterweight divisions. Known for his ability to switch stances, high ring intelligence, and strong knockout power, Crawford became the undisputed welterweight champion after defeating Errol Spence Jr.
Canelo, and he was like standing right in front of Canelo, and Canelo's just whiffing. It was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight when he realized it. I mean, my God, when he fought Danny Jacobs and Canelo's just standing right in front of him, bobbing and weaving. That's all what he learned from fighting Floyd.
Listen, Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? scores a knockdown every time. The power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
I'll say he is the hardest, for sure. One of the fighters that hit very hard was Angulo. You know, he's a Cuban guy, and he punched very hard too, so I'll say both of them are like the same, but you know, with Canelo, I was just mentally ready for his shots. You know, I already told myself, I know I'm gonna get hit. I know I'm gonna get hit on my chin, but it's, you know, I gotta bite down on my mouthpiece and push. You know, and look what happened in the third round. I got hit with a left hook. I dropped. We be practicing in camp the whole time, you know, keeping my right hand to my chin, and I wound up just moving, and he connected right on my chin. And you see how I punched my glove. You know, that's like a thing for me when my last time when I got dropped, I was punching my gloves. 'Cause I'm like, damn, I got hit with a shot. I'm not supposed to be on the floor. But you know, it comes with boxing. You know, the greats done got dropped. You know, got hurt. But it's about how you come back and respond.
After his recent victory, Crawford called out Canelo and shared his intention to move up to the 168-pound division to challenge the Mexican star. In response, Canelo spoke about the challenge in a video message, saying if he truly wants the fight, then send the contract showing that Canelo is open to the matchup as long as the terms are right.
We have to talk about this. Terence Crawford just tweeted, Canelo versus Crawford is definitely by far the biggest fight in boxing. This guy is not playing around. All right. Crawford, pound for pound, #1. Canelo, biggest star in boxing still at the moment. Anywhere. I'm not talking about just in the US, Mexico, the UK, everywhere. Canelo is now open. At first it was, hey, I can't go down to 160. I can't do a catch weight of 160. If he wants to fight me, it's gonna be at 168. Plus, I'm not gonna get any credit if I beat a Terence Crawford. It would be like Terence Crawford fighting Tank, moving 2 weight classes up, and I'm not gonna get credit for that. Terence Crawford is a special fighter. He is like a Floyd and a Manny that can move up to weight classes, carry his power, can beat up bigger guys.
One of the biggest topics people are talking about for this possible fight is the clear weight gap. Canelo has been fighting at 168 pounds, while Crawford's most recent matches were at 147 and 150 pounds. Canelo has shared his worries about this difference, explaining that weight classes are there for a purpose and that moving up several divisions is not an easy challenge.
Crawford, I see he wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. No, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but you know, like I say, he's a weight classes for a reason. I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and you never know what happened.
Yeah.
The former world champion and seasoned boxer has shared his opinion on the possible fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, offering a balanced view that highlights how important size and experience are in heavier weight divisions. His evaluation matches what many experts believe, recognizing Crawford's outstanding talent while pointing out the serious challenges he would meet against a fighter of Canelo's level.
It was just tough, man. It was just a tough year, which at the end of the day, I'm a fighter. I believe who I am, with confidence and my skills and talent, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I do. It was just tough. And did it play in the fight? It played in the whole circle. No, like the communication level, like between me and my dad, just a whole lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That usually is there, wasn't there because of the situation, which is to me fine, because I went through with it. I believe in myself, my talent, and whatever happens, happens. But I'm not gonna be shy or run away from something because like life is going on. But this is my life also, is boxing.
Yeah, what caused, you mentioned your brother was in a coma on the 4th floor, your mom in a coma in the 5th floor. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like sometimes I'm letting a little bit out. It's more like an intimate settings where I can sit down, have an interview, and I feel like I can like tell somebody face to face. Over the phone, it's kind of like, not the proper way I would like to deliver like my message, but yeah, just tough, man. It's just tough. It was just a tough time.
Yeah,
tough time, man. It was a tough time. And then I lost my mom. No.
Yeah, no, I could, I could see it still affects you. You know, I know it comes in waves. All of a sudden, it just crashes on you, and you get like, you know, a flood of emotion going through. So, you know, my condolences to you on that, Demetrius. I'm sorry to hear about that.
No, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, in terms of the performance, you know, a lot of people were wondering, like, hey, you know, like, well, what's going on here? This is not the Demetrius we're used to seeing in the ring. Others have pointed out, like, hey, that's just what happens when a Benavidez fights someone. It overwhelms them. But overall, now looking back at the fight, like, what'd you make of how it played out, in your opinion?
I mean, I went in there and just, like I said, like some of the usual way of training or some of the stuff that I'm used to hearing wasn't there because the corner was silent. It was like me and my dad had like a relationship during that time. Andre Rosario, who was like sort of new to the situation, and then it just was a whole bunch of silence. It wasn't the normal stuff, like the stuff that will keep me reminded, you know, at the same time.
David Benavidez has expressed similar views. While complimenting Crawford's skill, he raised doubts about whether Crawford's power would be effective in higher weight classes. Benavidez noted that Crawford would have to step up several weight divisions to face Canelo, a change he considers a big challenge.
And that he does anything he wants to do. I don't think really what people say affects him, but I feel like the people, they want to see David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. It's the biggest fight to make happen, and I feel like I'm the biggest threat to him.
Benavidez emphasized the importance of respecting weight classes and gave Canelo the edge in a potential fight, pointing out how hard it can be to move up and face a seasoned champion at a higher weight. Dolan has long been a top fighter in the 147-pound division and is viewed as a possible contender for Canelo.
Fight Canelo Alvarez.
Payday. I'm the face of boxing.
Crawford wanted a payday, but Crawford didn't do good at 54. When I talk to people, they all tell me you would have knocked him out at 68.
Well, he knows now. He experimented 154, and he knows. Maybe he do in 168 for a big check.
My last thing, Canelo, you just donated $70 million.
After recently moving up to 150 pounds, Crawford captured the WBO interim super welterweight title, but seemed to lose some of the power he displayed at 147 pounds.
Definition of boxing. Please look up the definition of boxing, the martial arts of boxing, and then come back with your opinion. Because boxing is not all about knocking somebody out. Yes, that's part of it. That can happen, but boxing is a sport where you can outpoint somebody too. That's why they go to the scorecard.
I appreciate that take, bro. That's real educated, man, real thoughtful. But you know, you ain't had a decision in a long time, bro. You know, you known for like being a great finisher. So I appreciate that, but that ain't how you moving though.
Right.
Follow for more.
However, stepping up to super middleweight to fight Canelo would be a major jump. The challenges of this move include adapting to the stronger and more physical opponents in a higher weight class. While Crawford's technique is excellent, questions remain about whether his power and endurance will work well at super middleweight.
This for all the nut huggers, the bud nut huggers, the bud butt buddies. You see that? You see that? We see that. You understand me? You see what that say? Jamel Charlo what is the WBA junior middleweight champion in recess. Jamel Charlo is the WBC junior middleweight champion in recess. Nah, man. Virgil Ortiz Jr. is the WBC intern junior middleweight champion. Nah, man. So make it make sense. People gotta make it make sense. Charlo's still a big dog there. Yeah, that's my camera behind me. Charlo's still a big dog there. So a lot of people need to get their facts straight. Understand? Opinions don't matter. It's all facts. No opinions. Sport podcast. And I'm always gonna bring you the real, never the fake. And I'm never late on the news. You hear me? Get at me, man. Dollar.
Vestido de blanco, con vivos rojos y negros. Su peso oficial, 100.
Despite the obstacles, Crawford's flexibility and ability to adjust could play a key role in the fight. His skill in switching stances and using both hands effectively adds unpredictability, making him hard to defend against. In addition, Crawford's excellent footwork and strong ring IQ let him control the pace and manage distance, giving him the means to handle the fight smartly. You have to respect Terence's
Be great. That'll be 3 times. If he go 154 and win the belt, that's 3 times super. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo. 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights, where he still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness, but I mean, he already done something that's never been done.
Canelo and Crawford would no doubt create a huge financial event drawing attention from around the world. Both fighters have huge followings, and their fight would likely bring in massive pay-per-view revenue. Promoters and networks would have to agree on terms that work for both sides, including purse splits, venue choice, and broadcast rights.
Like Terrence's what?
Oh, incredible.
It was fire.
Right, yeah, especially being to the fight, no one knew who really was going to win. And you can see the confidence. And I don't think real confidence you can fake.
Terence Crawford has confidently said that a fight with him would be a profitable opportunity for Canelo. He pointed to his rising fame and achievements, especially after becoming the undisputed welterweight champion, as main reasons the fight would attract huge attention. He emphasized that their potential matchup would generate large revenue through pay-per-view sale sponsorships and worldwide interest, making it financially appealing for Canelo to accept.
Fight you. Everybody wants to fight you.
Yeah.
Now I saw at the end of the Crawford fight, the how they call him, the Excellency. Yeah, Turkey. His Excellency. The Sheik said that he would be willing to pay whatever you want to fight Crawford.
Fine.
Yeah.
If he's willing to pay whatever I want, comes down.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, so if yeah, you're in. So if the numbers were right with Crawford, you'll do it.
Why not? Why not? I think Crawford, don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight. For me, easy money. So if the money is right, I'm in, because you know I don't like to fight guys like Crawford because he move a lot and the fight is not that great. I saw Crawford the last fight and he don't move that much now. So if the money is right, I'm in.
However, Canelo has earlier shared doubts about facing Crawford because of worries about the weight difference and the limited recognition he might receive for beating a smaller rival. He has also said he is willing to talk, yet any possible fight still depends on further agreement.
You would take all that money that he's offering you, but yet and still he want 200 million for Benavidez, and he want 150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his legacy, because it would be crazy for a guy that started at 135 to come all the way up to 168, your weight, no catch weight, no none of that, and dethrone you. So, you know, he got that in the back of his head. You know, this guy, for one, he's tough.
We will have to wait and see. So what do you think about this potential mega fight? Do you believe Crawford's skill can overcome Canelo's strength and experience? Share your opinion in the comments below.